Hi, Jack right back. Part 6, AI agents. Two types of agents today. The simple ones, the AI agents, defined task, single action. Um, it responds when prompted. It follows a preset line of logic, and it stops after the very first task. They're the simplest of all AI agents. Let's take a little bit broader scope. An agentic AI does multiple things. It takes multiple steps, takes the output from one, puts it into another, puts it into another, puts it into another, and each along the way takes action. It pursues the goals that you've set, given the rules that you've given it, and it uses reasoning based on the rules you've given it, and it's a longer term context. It's got memory. It remembers stuff from when you did it. Let's give some examples of what these are. Make it simple. The single task, or the chatbot for FAQs, answers for a single question at a time. How many times a year should I water my plants? How many times a week should I water my plants? How many times a day in order to be in fit shape, how many times a day should I go running a mile, etc. It has a calendar reminder. Think of it as, hey Siri, give me a alert when my schedule is going to come up in 15 minutes. It just does that one thing. Or Waymo's lane keeping model.
Okay, I had it come up for this afternoon at 1:50.
Well, so much for asking Siri a question while I'm standing here. How dare she listen to me, or he listen to me? It doesn't mean it has to be simple either. So it didn't say a simple task, it said a single task. So if you say to Waymo, make sure that you always stay in the right-hand lane, then it won't evaluate a whole lot of capabilities that it could do as a car. It's just staying in one lane. And so it's going to do that single task and ignore all the other things. But now let's talk about the agentic AI. Take that same car. I don't care which lane you're in. I need to get down to Chandler in as short a time as possible. Take whatever route you can. Get in whatever lane you can. But some other ones that are up here that are pretty explanatory. I like the one about the booking. I want to go to Cleveland. I need to leave on a Friday. I'd like to come home on a Sunday. I'd like the cheapest possible flight. I don't care what kind of seat I get. I just want it to be cheap. I'm not going to take any bags. I want a hotel that's at least a 3-star hotel within 2 miles of the airport. And could you not only email me my itinerary, but email my itinerary to my wife and make sure she's okay with it? And could you email my customer to make sure they're okay with it and find out if they can meet for breakfast the next day? You give all that, and your agent goes and does all of that and sends you the results. Now, the best agent would come back and say, okay, here's everything I've done. Here's my recommended flight. Here's my recommended flight and my options. Now, that only works if you tell it to give it your options. So you say, I'd like to know my 5 best options for traveling. My point is you can have a very complex conversation with your agentic AI agent and be able to go through that level of detail to go and get something done. So I hope you understand now the difference between a simple AI agent and an agentic AI, which is pretty cool because now, especially in this last part, if you take that last one down there, the customer support agent, I don't think there's anybody alive that likes getting on the phone and talking to a robot, talking to a chatbot, but they're getting better all the time. And they're going to get to the point where you'd rather talk to the agent, the agentic AI agent, than a person. Because they're going to take your complaint, they're going to open a ticket, they're going to provide you all the information they can, they're going to aggressively follow up, provide you updates, and they're going to close it. If an issue is credited, they will. If you need to schedule a person to come out there, they will. They'll follow up with you. They're going to become a much more never make a mistake type of I'll get back to you all the time individual. So these agentic AI agents are where industry is trying to get to. Can you imagine the business opportunities that are there for you if you are a young adult today and you can learn how to build those? because they have agents that actually help you build the agent. So you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to know the coding per se. You tell the agent, I would like code that does the following A, B, C, D, E, and you're laying out what it has to go do. And it'll provide you code to go do that. Because the real gold mine for AI is how well these agentic agents, the agentic AI is able to go and do more than just single steps. It's an entrepreneurial boost for big business, small business, within a department, or your own business. Imagine you want to have your own pool cleaning business. And you say to your agent, could you go and find out who is most likely to have pools in the greater Scottsdale area? I'd like to send all of them an email. So find their email addresses if possible. So figure out in the public database or any database you can get a hold of, for every address that's in Scottsdale, whether they have a pool or not, see if you can figure out how to send them an email. And in that email, put together a marketing flyer that says you'll do ABC for XYZ amount. And based on the email responses, respond back to them and tell them and schedule when I can be out there and what their quote's going to be. And then provide me a schedule that is the most economically viable for going from A to B to C to D to E and all the leads that you give me. What's my route that I should take? And how long should I plan for each one of them? And then, by the way, let's create a follow-up system so that when I get there, a quote is ready for me that I can hand them or show them on my iPad. The productivity of an individual entrepreneur, requires somebody to build them an agent like that. And I don't know that we've gotten to the point where there are going to be standard agents that can do that for anybody. I'm sure companies are going to try to go do that, but you're going to have to customize them. And it's the people that know how to customize them that are going to be able to do it. But think of the productivity increases that creates. However, like anything, autonomy without oversight isn't a good thing. It could lead to harmful outcomes. And sometimes, like anything in life, there could be an over-reliance on agents. Somebody actually needs to build agents to provide some of these tasks. The other one is, so imagine that you have a medical emergency, and you go and ask your medical agent, I'm doing A, B, C, D, E, and it says, hey, you need to go take this medicine. Because of all the things we've ever studied, this is what you need to go do. And let's say it's even right, and let's say that the best doctors in the world would have done the exact same thing. So the AI agent wasn't wrong, it just didn't work for you. And you get terribly sick. And in today's litigious society, who are you going to go sue? Who's responsible for that action? Are you willing to rely on that? Because if you are, how can you sue them? Who are you going to sue? The ChatGPT company? Because it gave you information that was the best judgment? That one's not been tested yet. And the last but not least are the typical cyber attacks, hacking, manipulation. Can you only imagine the scams that we're going to be seeing with AI and AI agents? You're going to have some celebrity who looks real as heck saying, we've got to give to ABC Fund right now. It's critical. And that comes on your TikTok feed, or that comes on your Instagram feed, or it comes in your email. So for every good thing about AI and AI agents, we got to be careful about the bad ones. We've now gone through why it matters, my dog drinking. I'm not going to start re-recording, so you have to hear Bandit drink, sorry. Why AI is important, and where it gets its data from, the internet and the Internet of Things, and some of the risks that are associated with the single agents, the agentic agents. We've covered the world of AI at a very high level. There are going to be some more slides or seminars in other parts of Next Gen Survival that go deeper into each of these subjects. So this is just a high-level overview. But now, from my perspective, comes the most important part. What are you going to do with this data? how are you going to take this information and go forward? How's it going to help you get a career and help you do the things you want to do in life and make sure you're not left behind? That's what we're going to talk about next. So thank you.